Hello, and welcome back. It is once again time for some Final Fantasy XIV. Continuing the gentlemanly adventures of Hildebrand. Hildebrand Manderville. Last time we finished one part of his storyline, which I believe was the Realm Reborn section there. So, next up starts the... what's it called? The Heavensward section. And last we saw our friend Hildebrand, he was flying through the sky by the power of a mystical ancient sword that jetted him off into the sky. And then he apparently gleaned in his peripheral vision a case that needs to be solved. So, here we find ourselves in Querthus. And look, it's Nashu. I was right. Here in lovely old Querthus, Ishgard, specifically, is where we will find the next step, the next leg on our journey. As you catch sight of Nashu, you cannot help but wonder if you are about to have a bad time. Oh?
Well, I'll be Genasia Basan in the flesh. A pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Cor, I was hoping you would silently agree. So, I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants and see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander.
Uh-huh. Quest accepted. Ba 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 ba.
Good day to you, madam. Oh, you're looking for someone? A gentlemanly Highlander? I know not this man of whom you speak, but mayhap Mistress Elise does. She is well acquainted with rather a lot of merchants and noblemen.
Yeah, merchants and noblemen.
I've sold my fair share of goods to Highlander adventurers, aye, but I'd not describe such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid.
I see.
A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? My apologies, but I cannot say I have had dealings with a man as you describe.
No one seems to know him. No matter. I was told to speak to Elise. Perhaps she knows more.
As ever, a warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? Now that I think of it, I have heard tell of a foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardons, miss, but did you say you know Inspector Hildebrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume? I do not know his name, only that he is here by invitation of Lord Edmund, or so it is rumored. Surely, as a ward of House Fortin, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask him after him at the manor.
Of course.
I knew it was serendipity to Fortin Manor.
Sure. It will be trifling. The people at Fortin know me quite well. And I have good rapport with them. So, off we go. The last vigil. Helnar Manor.
Well met, Mistress Fazan. Do you require assistance? Aye, it is as you say. At this time, Lord Edmund is entertaining a foreign guest.
Huzzah! We found the inspector!
If I am not mistaken, their meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart.
A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? Then again, you seem a responsible sort. Not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Very well. We humbly accept your offer.
Not a gazebo. A gazebo.
And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me.
It's not. It's a gazebo, not a. All right. Nashu. Yeah. See, this is a gazebo. Though it does seem a little odd for a place so cold to have a gazebo instead of, like, you know, some sort of walled structure to prevent the wind from chilling you to the bone. Also, how thematic. I have a hot cocoa to sip while we're here.
That must be Inspector Hildebrand.
And I've got it in this lovely mug that I got at the I believe it's called the Giant Steps in Northern Ireland. The wonderful little place, beautiful. Not Giant Steps, Giant's Causeway. The Giant's Causeway, that's what it was called. It's been a couple of years.
It must be Inspector Hildebrand.
Yeah. It's a really nice mug. I really like it.
I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. truth be told, I found the brisk Curthan air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise.
There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you.
I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's faithful companions.
Lord Cuthbert, but I thought...
We're looking for your son, as it so happens.
Hildy, Inishgard. It's the first I've heard of it. I found you at last, heretic. Yes, you, the hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. I beg your pardon. This man is an Ul'dan merchant here at the behest of House Forton. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Forton? Then he couldn't possibly. There were those two wards but they were acquitted of all charges in a trial by combat. And if he demands the right to, then I would personally have to. Oh dear.
Doing the squats? Doing the Zack squats?
1,000 apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I'm Seer, and as you may have guessed, I'm an inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Oh, Hildebrand, what are you doing? A heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye, a man rather muscular, wearing dark garments, and acquitting himself in a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say.
This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildebrand. Could he be a fan?
Say again? You are acquainted with such a man?
Oh, Hildebrand is a jolly sort.
I see. And the man you are looking for is Lord Godbert's son. It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So, I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together? It is, after all, possible that we are seeking the selfsame individual. If so, and if he is innocent, it would be for the best if you were present when I apprehend him, that we might resolve this matter without incident.
I say we go with him, Janasia. This looks to be our best lead yet.
And I shall accompany you all. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son. And if there is a chance we might be reunited, I should be glad to seize it. Then it is settled. We shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once.
Indeed.
Ba ba ba. Ba ba.
To Falcon's Nest, then.
The Curthus Western Highlands.
Warriors, if you could. Redwald, my good lad. How have you been?
Mistress Vassan, are these your traveling companions?
Yes. Cuthbert, you know, it might be wise to put on some pants, but
The mysterious muscular vagabond? Ah, yes, patrol sighted him lurking near the dusk vigil, thinking he might be a lost traveler. They called out to him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I'm surprised you bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warranted a mention in my report. Aha! The unmistakable scent of heresy! Oh, terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know. I will not rush to judgment as before. Still, much as I hope you find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late, there have been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. It's gotten so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced. Or worse, that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, alone as my witness, I will find and bring a heretic to justice, and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times.
Or, hear me out, or there's just not many heretics lately. Perhaps there are none at the moment. Perhaps your funding should be cut. You know? Now shoot. Yeah. We're in the middle of a conversation here, okay?
Yes, I understand you have your reasons, but whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you are set upon your course, you might begin your search near the dusk vigil.
An excellent suggestion, Sir Redwald. Should we succeed in our endeavor, rest assured that you will share in the glory. You're like, I don't care about your stupid glory.
Hunt continues! Onward to dusk vigil! I am told that region is especially cold, so do not forget to dress appropriately for the weather.
Yes. Man, now that you said that, I'm torn. Do I stick with my fire-fisted monk? Or do I switch to my Empoleon Dark Knight? Who fears not cold of any degree. We'll go with monk for a bit. In fact, we'll turn into a rising phoenix. That'll keep us warm. Look at this. This was an awesome event gift. The Phoenix mount. I'm glad I took part. Where are you, Inspector Hildebrand? And what are you up to? And what might be the impetus of this adventure this time around? I don't think so. I will not be joining such a fate. Sure. My key will keep me warm. Fury, take me. It's
Freezing! It's a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this godforsaken wasteland. Just topping up my cocoa.
Just get a cup of cocoa. Keep you warm.
Over there, look! Someone's coming from the vigil. Inspector! Inspector, is that you?
Cuthbert removed even more clothes. Hi, but also Cuthbert. When we first see him in town, he's got a big winter coat on. We go out to, what was it, Falcon's Nest? And he's removed the winter coat and is now just wearing his blazer, or like, you know, his gentlemanly torso piece and some shorts, some big boots. Now he's no longer wearing that fancy shirt. He's just wearing a crop top. And after being told that place is really cold, so be sure to dress appropriately, Godbert says, right, take off more clothes.
As I live and breathe, of all the places to be reunited with Master Zombibrand's compatriots, how fare you all this fine evening? Hark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brothers on the holy magics!
Look at Godbert! Godbert! What are you doing? He's not a heretic, he's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Ul'dah, good sir?
Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence. So when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught.
Have you seen Hildebrand?
Ah, truly? Every last one dead? That is to say, irrevocably dead? If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand.
Then, my calculations were wrong? The inspector didn't land in Kurthus?
Now, do not fret so. If it is our overlord you seek, then you are in luck. As the founder of the Gentle Dead Men, our fates and our ether are inextricably entwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now.
Truly, good sir? You can guide us to Inspector Hildebrand?
As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains, follow me, my friends.
To fresh brains?
One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a vile insidious sickness which must needs be burned out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification would qualify, yes?
No. No, heresy involves dragons.
Confound it! They've left us behind!
Left you behind. I'll be fine.
Oh, sir. Don't call it a comeback. Who do they think they are? Commandeering this investigation and employing a zombie as a bloodhound? It beggars belief. We must regain control of the situation. With me, Genosia.
I'm not on your side, dude. I'm very much not on your side.
Hold a moment, my friends. I must needs concentrate. Master Zombiebrand is indeed nearby, but there is also something else. I have a powerful magic confounding my senses. I can guide you no further. We must needs split up and search the area. Now, see here. These wastes are infested with wild beasts, and you would have us split up? Genosia can handle herself, true, but you've clearly no reason to fear death. But, and you've clearly no reason to fear death, but what of Mistress Nashu?
I take your meaning. My good zombie, Genosia, pray see to the lady's protection.
Ah,
Inquisitor, sir, would you care to take the lead?
Come on, you two, the inspector is out there somewhere.
Yep. I'm sure Nashu can handle herself, right? I'm sure she's got some explosives lying around somewhere, right? Hopefully not next to a crate of supplies for a particular resort. Hello, Nashu.
Look, Genosia, that's got to be the inspector.
Does it, though? Oh, that's gotta be him.
And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos.
Nay, my lady, they are not mere gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos, fearsome yet fastidious, foes who would surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. Only Genosia can save Master Zombiebrand now.
Yeah, sure. Oh. Only I. Oh, let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah! Bah! Fuh. Yeah! Bah!
Hildebrand. I see you crash landed again, and somehow torn up all of your clothes in the exact same way.
Inspector! Inspector! Can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold.
Why are you...
Ugh! Ugh!
Up and at 'em! Everyone is waiting for you!
Forgive me. If I pull any harder, my arms are likely to tear. Ah, there you are. We heard shouting. Have you perchance found something? Fury, take me! Is that my heretic? Confound it, I wanted him alive.
Inspector Hildebrand is definitely not a heretic, and he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating, like last time.
Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him.
What? No, wait, what? Godfrey! Godfrey!
Hildebrand! What? Right, this instant!
Where are you going, Godfrey?
That first text box went away way too quickly. I'm pretty sure it was probably Hildebrand's full name telling him to wake up right this instant. There wasn't enough time to see it all. You're supposed to wake him up, not obliterate him.
No, not back into the snow! Don't pile drive it back down! Even further! Godfrey!
Was it the Mandeville meteor strike or the Mandeville meteor dive? But maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go!
What? Excuse me? Black Mage? Splendidly suplex, Lord Godbert!
Where am I? The snowy wastelands of Curthus? And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course, who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from slumber? Sweet, but my beloved fans!
Why do I feel as though I've stepped through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? Because you have. That's the Hildebrand storyline, good sir. What is that? A mammoth? Where did it come from?
Oh, that. When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow.
Oh, it's a mechanical. Little.
A little Lalafellin girl? How adorable!
Nashu, please. Note the firm muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafellin boy.
Now you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine.
You two cannot possibly be serious.
I am the very soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity.
Godfrey, no! Stop! Stop it!
That ought to do it.
It's a little robot black mage. What? What is this place? Who am I? What is that face? Hildebrand, stop it! Stop making that face.
It would seem that although Father's ungentle ministration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory.
How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember?
Do not worry, young man. Everything will be all right. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember.
Then can you help me to remember?
Hearken to me now, for I, Hildebrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesic Hobbledehoy.
Wonderful, wonderful! I'll get started on a batch of Nashu's Delights.
Effective as your explosives were in the past, I suspect that young Gigi lacks the hearty constitution required to survive such an approach.
Gigi? Is that my name?
When you woke, you were muttering Gigi Gigi Gigi. I suspect the phrase may hold some significance for you, so until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker?
But that's just a sound all mammoths make.
What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyway?
Gigi, I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am?
Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we will return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer.
Bound for Thanalin? Allow me to accompany you. Julian will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting much longer. Though perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return.
This is rather a lot to digest, though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nashu's protestations, the Inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have my word that he will be treated fairly.
He's not a heretic. Heretics are involved with dragons, as I'm sure you know as an inspector. Julian? Is that you? Spying on us again? Just so long as you don't slam me against a wall.
Fury take me, that man. Gelosia, I suppose you have heard the news, then? That Inspector Hildebrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity? If you are looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God's nowhere with that mammoth in tow.
As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the Dusk Vigil. Sickness which has since been purged. So it would seem that all is right with the world once more. For now, I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again, like a bad gill, and when he does, trouble is sure to follow. Uh-huh.
Don't call it a comeback.
Gigi. See you, Inspector. Absolutely ridiculous, dude. The Gigi situation. Sia must once more enter into a world he does not quite understand. Does he? Must he?
I pray the sea finds you well, Genosia. Or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out that inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs must, destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the Inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him?
No. No! No!
Fury be praised. At least you have seen reason. Let us pray he will as well. I am given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Forton Manor. With any luck, they will be there now.
Excuse me, but why did my character nod and say, yes, I will help you abscond with that adorable little mammoth named Gigi? No, I would not help him. Screw him and his stupid Inquisition. Gigi is adorable and also not a heretic. Hello, Hildebrand.
Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends.
Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells.
Just so. Such is the creed of Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Well posed, Gigi. Well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that.
Did I? Yeah.
That's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Halonic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Genosia. An Inquisitor Sia, ever the jester. Accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precious young lad. Indeed.
Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity.
Noshu, please. Were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago?
That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what.
Nodders. Also, don't know why it took me so long, but I just realized Gigi, Vivi, Gigi, Vivi, yeah.
Mistress Fazan, Inspector Seer, what is all the commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard.
We can hear you from the courtyard.
Oh, Lord Edmund, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the Inspector before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi a boy or a girl?
'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no?
Fury take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine. But even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam this city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he is not a threat.
I beg your pardon? Miraculous resuscitation? I see. Then until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here and now, if you wish.
Yeah.
Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father?
Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses.
Yes, yes, of course. I'll do it. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville.
Papa Hildy! Papa Hildy! The Inspector's finally become a father! It's so beautiful!
Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory.
Thank you, Lord Edmund. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son. We must away! Oh, alone. I would not presume to question your grand design, but confound it all.
That was a really good, like, snapping shot of the book animation.
Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I am still within my rights to observe the blessed thing.
You're a horrible, horrible little man. Be gone, honestly. I don't like this man.
Lord Godbert will be pleased to hear that his son is as hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent.
Thank you for your assistance, Edmund. Apparently my character was not so ready to intervene. I had any say in it, I would have said, no, sir, I will not help you to apprehend Gigi. Gigi is a precious little lad. He is a precious little Borbo. Or I should say they are. We actually don't know their gender. In fact, they may not have one. They may be genderless. Wait.
Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something. Something within your soul. This grand manor of House Durin Meltemsart. Pray do not fill the boy with the mammoth's head with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal of Halonic Inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there is no House Durin Meltemsart. And that it is rather a ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including that esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption.
Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing.
I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables, that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos.
Let us go and meet up with Hildebrand and Gigi. My goodness, this place is tall. No, Gigi, come on.
Splendid specimens of horse-bird flesh, would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at the saucer. These chocobos are the pride of the Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself.
How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. It didn't.
You know, just because you found him in a Curthin snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the market and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me.
You're really in it now. No going back, sir. But I want one! I want one! Buy me a chocobo, please, Father! Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us.
Am I that strange looking?
No, you're adorable. How dare they?
Let's go to the Jeweled Crozier. Where we started this little adventure. Shwa. Huh. Pow. Hello, Kiki. Do you like that pot?
Why bother? It's no use.
Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits!
Hildebrand!
My word! A vase flung to the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps? At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase cost.
She knows.
123,504,000 gil, at last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil? Oh, Lord, why have you forsaken me? Well, would you look at that?
Wild. Gigi's got some serious magical powers.
It's a miracle! Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself!
Did I do that?
Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan, just like father.
Papa Hildy's papa?
Your grandpapa Godbert, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours.
Do not demean this mammoth's power to a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it.
This mammoth?
Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless face.
My word, is this what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price.
Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth.
Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son. You are a Mandeville man.
Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl, through and through.
Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama.
Gigi. Gigi.
Well, it is only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I.
I say we find out what's gotten him thinking he's a mammoth.
But he is a mammoth. How can you not? Oh, never mind.
Shut up, Seer. He's a real boy, girl. The measure of a mammoth. Hildebrand knows in his heart that love transcends dimensions of time and space, definitions of man and machine.
Of course, the course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildebrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son.
That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead.
Yes, that's all very... Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentries stationed at the city gates and the airship landing. If, Fury help us, he has left Ishgard, we need to know about it sooner rather than later. I will visit the Ark of the Worthy while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup here and share our findings. Dismissed.
So I see Seer, I guess, is our secondary inspector this time around. Back to the Sky Steel Manufactory again. Gotta say though, I preferred our previous secondary inspector. I don't like Seer. I'm sure he'll grow as a person, but still.
Little fellow with a wide-brimmed hat? Aye, he came through here. Bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them, what's name, Lalafells, right? Funny little buggers. Seemed keen to be anywhere but here.
Yeah, Lalafell.
Well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description.
Oh no, he left here on his way to Falcon's Nest.
Falcon's Nest? Fury, take me. We must return to that freezing pit. Must we return to that freezing pit of despair? Wherever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise that our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed,
There is but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes.
Refill, refill. The last of my hot cocoa.
To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds!
Really?
He seemed in no mood to frolic when last I saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was, in fact, a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose, and so he returned to the Western Querthus, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where first we found him. Home to his heretic masters, to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable, the unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy.
No.
What are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch.
He's not a heretic. They're not a heretic. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitor Seer might not think very highly of our little girl.
It is possible, but I would not presume to know his feelings ere he voiced them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him around to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intent. Subtlety in all things, Nashu. That is the Mandeville way.
Subtlety. Yeah, that's definitely the Mandeville way, for sure. Subtlety. Everyone knows this. You ask anyone on the street to describe a Manderville man in one word, they'd say subtle, for sure. Footprints. Tiny little footed prints.
Aha! I knew it! The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics.
I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector. I just had one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Godbert. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers.
Brilliant deduction, Nashu! He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father? What a fine young gentleman! Eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Mandervilles beckons! I really can't be bothered.
Then leave. Get out. You're not wanted. No one likes you, Seer. You're a horrible little man, looking for heresy at every turn. Looking for heresy where there is none.
The tracks continue to the north.
I'm coming, Gigi! Yeah! What the? What's going on here? These poor little Steinbucks. Meanwhile, you two are having a snowball fight. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck to its cap, suggesting the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. Poor Geeky! Poor Geeky! He got hit by a snowball from Godbert. Or Julian. Either way, it's terrifying.
My head. Who? Oh, it's you. You followed me.
Oh, Gigi, if you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see that you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks! Are you sure he isn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi! We Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth on no fewer than 24 occasions. Several times from realms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience. Ha 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 ha!
It's true. Maybe not the brilliant part, but I expect the Earth was no less brilliant for the experience. Ether, why are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he? Zack squats.
What good fortune to cross paths with you, not so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us?
Grandpapa Godbert! Grandpapa Godbert! Mama Nashu says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpapa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy.
Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little.
I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy.
Yeah, you should step back, I believe.
Then let us begin.
That sure is a Lalafell body.
This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa Godbert. Thank you.
Oh, but I have not even begun to begin. Birgott, guide my hammer. Godbert! Godbert! Godbert!
Nashu? Nashu? Meanwhile, my character just stands there, unfazed. No, wait, no, no! Gigi!
Papa Hildy, I'm a Manderville man!
Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you.
Papa Hildy!
Gigi!
What are you... Gigi? 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 Gigi! Why? 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 What?
Now that brings back some memories.
Papa Hildy? Oh dear, who could have done such a thing?
You did. Gigi?
By the Furies, just like the face all over again, miraculously restored to its original form.
I prefer this Gigi.
Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how shall I put this, more manageable.
And much more adorable.
But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth?
Is that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? A Mandeville is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Mandeville mammoth."
Yeah, there you go, Gigi. Mandeville Mammoth.
Mother, father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but circumstances forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Mandeville.
Ye gods! I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that, woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son.
Grandpapa Godfrey! Grandpapa Godfrey!
Ha! It all makes sense now, Grandpapa Godbert and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpapa Godbert, Grandmama Julian.
A few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Julian doesn't seem to be fully pleased. What?
Julian? Julian? And what's so bloody grand about it? And I think Julian! I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Fury take me. I'd heard the tales of dark nights before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical, like as not, but rules be. I'm not risking my life to find out. Yeah, get out. Get out of here, sir. You're not welcome here. Be gone with your heretical nonsense. Your inquisitorial nonsense. I suggest you leave while you have the chance. Wash your hands of all this. They're mad. Utterly mad. The whole lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence I will never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could even have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth! Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me, their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure, report to your superior, one step at a time, one step at a time. And who are you three? Pray tell. Do I have to speak with Seer? Couldn't I speak with Hildebrand instead? Maybe Nashu? Or Kiki? I have to speak with Seer. For whatever reason. Right then. My superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Mandeville, as witnessed by House Forton, proceeded to take me to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical machinations, and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. They're idiots, the lot of them. That may prove problematic, however, as Kiki seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Mandeville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though, I do not share my superior's conviction. I think it's safe to say there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that vase, and itself to its original form. Reconstructive magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I have ever seen before. You leave that little geeky alone. See you, Inspector. Alright. A gazebo to call our own. It's not a gazebo. Seer may be the only man who has yet to drink from the Well of Madness. Well, maybe he should drink from the Well of Madness.
Dig deep! But you stand before me as proof that Halone smiles upon me this day. I have need of your assistance, Genosia, and before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed, and now missing and presumed dead, Knights of the Heavens Ward.
Esteemed?
None have returned to the capital since all the unpleasantness began. Yet recently we have heard rumors of these honored sirs walking the streets.
Well, that's a problem.
'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help we can get, which means, Fury take me, we could benefit from a certain individual's serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's like to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least, this way it'll be on our terms, and we can keep an eye on that boy. Mammoth! Mammoth!
No. Boy.
Yes, right. Oh, you must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural rapport. So, praise Halone, for a moment I was afraid you'd make me beg.
Oh, I would have, but apparently my character's a bit nicer.
This may well be my last chance to prove my worth to my superiors, and if I can't... To Forton Manor. To Forton Manor.
Your last chance. Well, I sure hope you fail to prove yourself to your superiors. I don't like you, Seer. And I don't like you Inquisitors. And I don't like that you continue to hate on beloved Gigi. Gigi is precious. Gigi is a precious baby boy.
Because, Gigi, such behavior is unbecoming of a gentleman.
But why, Papa Hildy? Why is it unbecoming a gentleman?
What behavior?
Ah, Inquisitor Seer, Genosia, good evening to you both. Are you come as adoring fans or on business? Business. Always business. You may rest assured. Then I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion? Evasion? Wait, before we get into that, what's going on here? Much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as his father, it falls to me to see him return to the straight and narrow.
That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home.
Now, Gigi, I know you are fond of this gazebo, as are we all, but it belongs to Lord Edmund. You wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmund, would you?
I guess not. Then where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove with a steaming kettle, too?
Oh, Gigi, don't you see? We have no need of kettles or gazebos. As gentlemen inspectors, the world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms. And yet you've been sleeping in Lord Edmund's gazebo for how long?
I don't care about wild roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa Hildy and Mama Nashu.
Gazebos are quite expensive and dangerous if not domesticated.
It's not a gazebo. It's a gazebo, Nashu. Dangerous indeed, my boy. And besides, we are gentlemen inspectors, free to travel the length and breadth of Eorzea in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whittling away the hours beneath a gazebo?
I guess.
If it's a case you want, you need not go so far. We are currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as Knights of the Heavensward. These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee, with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs. Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experiences to be so traumatizing that they have refused to discuss them in detail. Needless to say, your assistance in this matter would be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation. Say no more, Inquisitor! Say no more! I, Hildebrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am well versed in the ways of the fairer sex.
Since when? Since when?
Mummy! Mother dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Uldar.
And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing at being an inspector, as well as a father to a bloody mammoth? Bugger that! You're coming home right this instant.
How can you say such things? It is my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi is my son. He is a Mandeville man.
Gran!
Grand as it is to see you, you have come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard are in need of a champion to defend them from fiends most foul. Come, Nashu, come, Gigi. We shall demonstrate to my mother our peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice.
Thul's balls. He's stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry of a father. I trust you lot will help me to keep him out of trouble. Right then, come along.
Well, that could have gone better. And worse. Well, let's not keep them waiting.
Uh-huh.
So, Mama Dearest does not seem content to be a grandmother yet.
Please, do you think me so foolish as to fall for their charade? From what I heard from the others, said knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heavensward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Adolfel's face. Oh, wherever could he be?
Dead. In good riddance.
I'm truly outside her grace. My allowance all gone to waste on those... I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumors are true. Mayhap I must needs accept that he now walks in Halone's halls.
Yeah. Sure, Halone's halls. Or wherever.
I demand satisfaction, swift and terrible vengeance. I dare, how dare they prey upon a lady's emotions to line their pockets with gil? If Sir Charibert was here, he'd purge the lot of them like the festering sickness they are.
Ah, yes, a pity he too remains missing. So very much a pity.
Yeah, what a pity.
Papa Hildy! Papa Hildy! That grandmama over there is staring at us.
Now, Gigi, our gentleman must be more careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, this is tremendously important. Never, ever call her that. At least, not yet. Promise?
Yes, Father. I promise not to call Grandmama Julian Grandmama Julian. Greetings, milady.
Oh, ain't you a charmer? And there I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time.
Like that, Papa Hildy?
Ah, my faithful assistants. Have you gleaned any new information? Other than the fact that these women's scorns seem to detest the fake knights with every fibre of their being?
These two women were telling me all about what they'd do if they cornered Sir... Is this the best you can do, then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies. And ye call yourself a Manderville man.
I assure you, Mother, we are only just getting started. The tapestry of lies and deception behind which the truth hides is oft unravelled with the tug of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time. Somehow I doubt that young lady was targeted by the charlatans we seek.
Aye, 'tis true. I too was taken in by the false promises of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Velguin. So when they said I finally could, I didn't hesitate for even a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor, undid the blindfold, and I looked on the hideous faces of those so-called grand sirs, I screamed and fled. They were gone when I returned with the watch, but their neighbors said they had overheard them speaking about seeking shelter in a place called Idylshire. I know it's not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search.
My lady, I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes.
Huzzah! Hit there, or 3 cheers for Papa Hildy! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip hip hooray.
And there you have it. Our quarry can be found in Idylshire. Come, my loyal assistants. Justice waits for no gentleman. That's all well and good, but I've never heard of this Idylshire. Have you?
Yeah, of course I have.
You mean we're to travel to the Dravanian hinterlands? Right now, just like that?
Yes. I mean, you don't have to come, Seer. You could stay here. You could just abandon this whole thing. But I'm going to Idylshire. Tis a lovely little place.
Truly, this magnificent settlement is a testament to the hard work and camaraderie of her Uplander and Gobby citizens. Yes, well, I'm Just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones.
But they were no match for Lady Julian and that pan of hers, am I right?
I want to see her make the bad gobbies fly again.
God's sakes, Hilde. Except in Genosia, this lot would be dead in a ditch somewhere if it weren't for me.
Nonsense! I would never let any harm come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son. If I may interject. Now then, let us split up and question the good people of Idylshire. My keen inspector sense tells me that one of them has knowledge of the false knights we seek.
Indeed. Loud jocks.
Yes. Loudjack's knows of grand sirs. Sneaky uplanders keep to selves. Mingle not with Gobbyflack, but each to own. Loudjack says, no questions, only jingly shine.
Oh, you're not the one I need to speak to. Exceedingly experienced treasure hunter. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, I know all about the Grand Sirs. They keep to themselves in that building of theirs, south of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you for looking at them cockeyed.
It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you perchance the long-lost twin sister of an Ishgardian noblewoman?
What? Hey, look behind you! A three-headed goboo!
Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman?
Yeah, that was definitely the exact same.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, you must be talking about them Grand Sirs. They drifted into Idylshire some time ago, as I recall. Pay visits to the Great Library, though I couldn't tell you why.
The Great Library, huh?
If only we had the testimony of a concerned citizen, which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location.
If only.
The Grand Sirs are holed up in a building to the south of the markets. Good show, Genosia! There, that's the one. Come, let's inform the others. Twould seem that no one is home. There is naught we can do but wait, then.
Papa Hildy, I just want to say that I really like this place. I think that you and me and Mama Nashu could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here.
You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightened, free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in?
As I live in Hildebrand, Helidor Maximilian Manderville.
Hildebrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville.
Could that be? I say, could that be Snowfix Coin Toss?
Do you know this, Gobby Inspector?
I most certainly do. Why, Mr. Snowfix was my very first employer.
When traveling through Thanolin long ago, Gobbyflock was waylaid by Uplander bandits. With no Jingleshine to pay brass blades, we had no way to backtake goods. Until we make busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is. With fastness, he finds Uplander bandits and brings much bangy boom and returns to goodly gobbies, missing goods, and great justice. Henceforth, Slowfix gains new appreciation for Uplanders, but for chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceives of egalitarian utopia. One may even claim Hildy a founding father of Idylshire, with metaphorical tongue flaps, that is.
Don't call him a founder of Idylshire.
Ha ha ha! Oh, the memories! It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid. But in my haste to escape, I tripped over a barrel of fire sand and, as they say, boom gobby boot doom!
Core, no busy deals for the wicked. No busy deals indeed.
But leaving that delightful anecdote aside, ye gods, Master Slowfix, just looking at what you and your flock have made of these ruins is making me big eyes.
Gobbyflock has come long way since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand lending.
Well, far be it from me to refuse. My son Gigi has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. We would not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would more than suffice.
Why settle for a gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you? Residents of building in arrears, and Slowfix happy to evict them.
But we were pursuing the fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women.
Fraud? In Slowfix's egalitarian utopia? This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplander and his flock stay instead of Grand Sirs. No need for Jingleshine either.
Huzzah! A giant gazebo to call our own.
I do not know what to say. Thank you, Master Slowfix. Thank you.
No need for teary-eyed tongue flaps. Gobbyflock is possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo, and good luck with hunt for Grand Sirs.
Papa Hildy, since this is our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it?
I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion, and perhaps draw the ire of our new home's former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas.
Now he's gone and gotten himself a sodden gazebo. Bloody. If he really thinks I'm gonna let him keep on playing at being a father.
Let him play at being a father. Let him be a father. You're just drawing yourself there, Kiki. Yourself, Hildebrand, and Nashu. I mean, I'm not sure I'd call it a crest, but it's a lovely family drawing.
Still no sign of the notorious Grand Sirs. I dare say we're going to need more paint.
Ridiculous. Hildebrand has never been a patient man.
Much as it pains me to admit it, our gentleman's stamina is not without limits. I dare say I could do with a spot of tea.
Hey, Inspector! Is it just me, or have those two been looking at us for the past few minutes?
Those two Grand Sirs.
Ah, 'tis quite normal behavior for my adoring fans, I should think. When finally presented with an opportunity to meet their idol in the flesh, all too many succumb to their fear and flee.
Or maybe, just maybe,
They're the Grand Bloody Sirs! Come on, they're getting away!
ba 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 ba.
Oh, to the Dravane Hinterlands, looks like. Don't trust anyone over 60. What? That's quite the quest title. Mountain Zoo. Can't fly here, but I can mount. One of the few towns where you can actually mount whilst within its walls.
Hearken to me! Excuse me. Hearken to me, you dastardly rapscallions! You have nowhere to run. Reveal yourselves at once! I shall not ask you again. Come forth, Grand Sirs! Name yourselves and answer for your misdeeds.
What? Slayer of 1,000 worms, the silver spear which hath pierced the very heavens, Orland!
Master of magic's ancient and awesome, the divine hand which hath defeated all maladies, save senescence and incontinence, Ghoul's part! Grand Sirs Excelsior! I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. They have both.
Grandsires, Grandsirs, you stand accused of willfully and unlawfully convincing young maidens of Ishgard to attend private parties under false pretenses, thereby inflicting upon them terrible financial and emotional distress. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am come on behalf of those poor defenseless innocents, and to see that no others are made to suffer as they did. Now lay down your arms and surrender yourselves into my custody.
Ha! The audacity of this boy. You should feel ashamed of your words and deeds. You will rue this day and rue it hard.
Quite the dragoon you seem to be.
Gods, how I've missed this. The air steaming past, the blood pumping, the taste of copper on my lips, the slight dizziness. It was on a day like this that we met, wasn't it? And when we soared into those azure skies, we never truly came back down.
Huh?
What is going on?
Do mine eyes deceive? Pixney of my heart descended from her lone halls to guide me to her bosom. My beloved, my everything, long have I waited for this moment. Take me in your arms once more and lift me higher, higher, higher! Higher, higher, higher!
What? Is he dead?
Orland! Orland! Orland!
He's dead. You just put flowers on a rock in front of where he's half embedded in the earth.
Alas, poor Orland. I knew him not in the slightest, but he seemed a decent man. Chicanery and attempted murder notwithstanding, of course.
You will rue this day and rue it hard!
Yep, that was like 2 seconds ago. I remember. Oh, now we're gonna get to see the other half from the ground. Uh-huh.
Blinding bright.
Wait, I've seen this before, all too recently. Yes, anyway, he's only mostly dead. If the Master of Magic's ancient and awesome here acts with all haste, the man may yet be saved.
You're referring to me! I see. With all haste, was it? Yes. I'll get right on that. Oh
mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command that I may smite... No, wait, that's no good. Let me see. Something of a rather less controversial tradition, yes. Something with more pep. A vortex of biting winds to rend the flesh and smite my foes! The... Foes? I thought you were friends!
He'd threatened to bugger me with a bleeding grey bulg. My back! My back! Good to see I've underestimated you lot.
That makes two of us?
Enough! Leave them be, or do you not care what becomes of the mammoth? Excuse you? Excuse you? I have known Gigi for 5 minutes, well, like an hour and a half. But if anything were to happen to him, I would kill everyone here and then myself.
Gigi! But when? How? I thought I recognized you. First in Ishgard, then in Idylshire. You've been following us since we left the capital.
Bearer of faces fair and fearsome, the midnight shadow which hath deceived kings and queens, Doris!
You can't possibly have been so naive as to think we'd not see through your ridiculous disguises.
And yet here you are, so effortlessly and easily lured into a trap, for which we are most grateful. Mind, my companions are hardly cut out for life on the road. All has been in preparation for this moment. The parties, the petty schemes. From the first, the objective of this grand design has been this singular mammoth.
I swear to you, if you harm Gigi in any way...
We have no desire to hurt the boy, but we but require his help to reclaim that which is rightfully ours, our youth. That's not how the... He fixes inanimate objects and...
Confound it, I can't see! They're very slowly getting away.
So after them?
Papa Hildy!
Gigi! Stay strong, my son. I swear I shall find you.
Well, yeah, if you walk slowly forward, you'll be able to follow them wherever they may go.
12 strike me down for a fool. So desperate was I to seize the Grand Sirs that I failed to discern their true intent before it was too late. And now poor Gigi is in their clutches. What if I never see my beloved son again?
I suppose we ought to be prepared for the worst. They could be halfway to Razatan by now.
I very much doubt that, given that they were moving at an abominatoise's pace.
A little milksop's right. Let's get after the old buggers.
Huh. That's what my mentor used to call me, among other things. Oh, the memories.
Milksop? Yeah, sounds about right. Are you? Alright, little crawler.
If that's what you are. But bow. That's what you get. Don't trust anyone over 60, indeed. And there they are, taking a rest.
Oh, it seems that the Grand Sirs have been caught once more by the very inspector that was trying to catch them. How ironic. Also, how premature. We have them, yes, but they still have Gigi. If only some manner of opportunity would present itself. Oh look, some manner of opportunity is presenting itself. Ask and ye shall receive. We can ambush that wizened dragoon, take him hostage, and demand an exchange. Inquisitor Seer, you disappoint me. Our gentleman cannot condone the violent kidnapping and ransom of his elders. No, no, we shall approach this problem as paragons of honor and virtue. Junosia will stalk and subdue the Grand Sir, and then relieve him of his armor. Oh, is stripping an old man naked more gentlemanly than taking him hostage? Rest assured, I shall reveal all soon enough. Godspeed, Junosia!
You're gonna disguise yourself as him, aren't you, Hildebrand? It's almost clever. If you walk up and go,
Look, I have been returned to my youth. 'Tis I, your friend, Sir Orland.
Ah! I knew you'd... Wait, who are you again? There's something awfully familiar about those muscular forearms, those strong yet tender-looking fingers. I say, would you be so kind as to massage my shoulders, young lady? There's this lingering ache, this tension that Gunspot can't seem to soothe with his magics. Remove my breastplate? Oh, of course, how silly of me! Pray, lend me a hand with the straps.
yes, of course, I will just remove your armor for you there, so that I can massage you, of course.
Truly, young lady, you're a saint.
You're welcome.
Ah, I swear, it's the little things you begin to appreciate. My dear departed wife used to help me with my armor, you know. Right. I should be seated to better receive your tender ministrations.
Yeah. Here you go. Little massage.
Ah, the healing tingle! Would that I had a tincture of salamander with which to treat these aches. My little Pigsney used to spread some on my chest and under my nose to help me sleep through the night. Come, do not be shy. Work those soothing fingers into each and every knot. Slowly, make me forget my troubles.
Yeah.
Harder, higher. Close your eyes and dream.
The old dragoon's soft snoring suddenly stops, and you begin to fear you may have borne witness to his final moments. Leaning closer, you extend a hesitant finger, only to stop short when a sudden spasm signals the resumption of his labored breathing. I'll take those sabatons now, thank you. I shall abscond with those. With the utmost care, you remove Orland's sabatons and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements and at the mercy of the nearby ravenous bears and tentacled morbles. May he rest in peace. Uh-huh. At the mercy of the bears and marbles. Hello, Great Marble. Don't mind me. Hello. What was that? Mumble, 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 mumble.
Ah, my stalwart assistant. By your return, I gather you have taken care of the dragoon. And by taken care, I mean afford him all due courtesy, as befitting a man of his years, whilst returning with the equipment I require.
Of course. It's exactly what I did. Gave him a massage.
Capital! Then without further ado, I shall disguise myself as Orland and free Gigi from captivity. But you look nothing alike. They may be old and slow, but they're not blind. O ye of little faith, you are in for a treat, for you shall have a front row seat to this magnificent display of Mandevillian guile and subterfuge.
Uh-huh.
Hey, is it time for dinner yet? We just ate, you daft bugger. And where in the is Orland? I know he's got to take a every hour, but he could at least be quick about it.
Greetings, fellow antediluvians. I have returned. Oh, bollocks.
It's about time.
Okay. No, that's bollocks.
Pack up your things. I want us back on the road in 10 minutes.
Before we do that, we must first release young Gigi here. 'Tis behavior unbecoming a gentleman to keep children in cages.
What in the seven are you blathering about? He's going to get away.
No, he will not. See? Still here within my care. Right then, on a completely unrelated note, I shall now take the boy with me on a brief sojourn into the wilderness.
Fury, take me. It's working. He's about to walk out of there with Gigi, and they won't even try to stop him. So far, so good.
I'm cold and there are marbles after me. I'm me.
But you're also me. That can't be, unless... This is it. This is the moment when my life flashes before my eyes. Oh, my dearest Pigsney. We'll be together at last. Imposter! How dare you attempt to trick me with a ruse so hackneyed it would make a minstrel blush? Ye gods! I never realized dying would hurt so much.
Now's our chance, Gigi. Come with me.
Vivi, wait!
Vivi?
My son, what's gotten into you?
Phoebe. Phoebe. Where have I heard that name before? Remember who you are, Phoebe. What you are.
Remember who you are, Vivi. What you are. A creation of the great Sharlayan Archmagus Quan.
Quan, I was given life by Grandpapa Quan. I remember now. We lived together, and he taught me many things about the outside world.
What exactly do you remember, my son?
Everything. Yes, everything. I remembered that Grandpapa Quan created me, that he took care of me, raised me, and that we were very happy. But then he abandoned me. Grandpapa Quan abandoned me.
He believed you were flawed, Vivi. That you lacked the power to turn back the hands of time and make him young again. And so, in his ignorance, he cast you out and died all alone.
To turn back the hands of time? Then, what we witnessed in the Crozier with the Duke's priceless face? A power could be brought to bear on people? But wait, how do you know all this? You couldn't have possibly been associates with this Archmagus Quan.
We found his journals during one of our many trips into the Great Library. Scavenging for valuable relics is one of the few ways we have left to make a living. We were famed heroes of the war in our prime, with fortunes to match. But no soldier has the strength to triumph over time, and before we knew it, the hour of the sheath was upon us. Ishgard no longer had need of our services. So we came here to eke out a living, to keep doing what we do best, until our bodies wouldn't let us. Imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime. A second lifetime, as it were. A mammoth with the power to take that which was broken and restore it to its prime state. To turn back time with its temporal magics and give us back our misspent youth.
Fury, take me. This is all so... I don't even know if there's a precedent to determine whether or not this constitutes heresy.
We knew where to look. Even with the journals, we determined that the mammoth was somewhere in the Western Highlands. A chance. For a second chance. was within reach. And then we were forced to watch as you imbeciles pulled Vivi from the snow, nearly ruining everything. Vivi, listen to me. Come with us, and we can help you to unlock your true potential. Just think what you could accomplish were you to master your magics. Not only could you make us young again, but you may even have the power to restore life to Archmage's Quan.
Vivi.
Impossible! No magic can truly return the dead to us. At best, you can animate a corpse. And I need not review the precepts to declare that the products of necromancy are abominations in the eyes of the Fury. Gigi, wait! What of our adventures? What of our gazebo? You are a Mandeville mammoth!
You have always been so kind to me, Papa Hildy, and I will forever be grateful for that. But Grandpapa Quan made me. He made me, and I miss him. So even if it fails, I have to try.
What are you doing? They're getting away! We have to stop them! Mayhap we must respect Gigi's decision.
So that's the end of that chapter, eh? You're giving up and coming back home?
I too made a decision long ago to become a travelling inspector, and I have ever stood by it. Mayhap it is from this singular stubbornness of mine that Gigi took inspiration. Nay, I cannot abide it. He is my flesh and blood, my son. I dare not let him use his temporal magics to pervert the natural order. Aye, it falls to me, his father, to ensure that Gigi keeps to the righteous path and only utilizes traditional methods of zombification to raise the dead.
Nodders.
Inquisitor Seer, I must applaud your dedication to your work, and cannot thank you enough for all you have done on our behalf. Yet I fear if we continue as we are, Gigi may be driven to rash action. Therefore, I would ask that you suspend your pursuit of the Grand Sirs for a time, that I might be afforded the opportunity to convince my son to return peacefully. Well, seeing as how we can only guess at the full extent of Gigi's powers, it might prove dangerous to act aggressively should he choose to use them. I knew you would understand. Right then, there is no time to waste. Nashu, let us retire to our new gazebo and discuss our plans.
I suppose it would have been a shame had he given up that easily. Though that means I'll have to stick around even longer. On the other hand, if that bloody mammoth's got the power to make them young again, then...
Dropped me.
Ring.
I said I'd suspend my pursuit, and I will. That doesn't mean I won't continue my investigation into that mammoth and its powers in Ishgard.
Gonna do some investigating, some reading, in a library perhaps.
I see you saw fit to return to the capital as well. The Inquisition has a rather large collection of heretical tomes, including many of Charlayan origin, and I had a mind to scour them for information on temporal magics. This is, of course, all for the sake of confirming the mammoth's heretical origins, yes, only that. Why are you looking at me like that? As if to imply that my interest in these matters is more than a professional one? I'm sure I don't know what you're not talking about. Thank you, Genosia. That will be all.
See you, Inspector. Seer is a man at the end of his tether, the proud and the pointy-eyed.
We need to speak, Genosia. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magics since last we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling, to say the least. As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alec is portrayed in the Enchiridion as a cautionary tale, a great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which the Allegans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. 'Twas in these texts that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allegan mages. Said mages could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Gigi's abilities are these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the Grand Sirs, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase was filled with water when shattered. Even if the vessel were restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before, the very same, every drop returned? Or would it be different water? Or would the water once split be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before, with all the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Sirs are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can, but the dead who have entered into Halone's halls cannot return. They cannot! Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlayan texts in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allegan magics, further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely to derive from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned the location of the Archmagus' former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there, something which could help us to persuade Gigi to change his course. I had a mind to summon Inspector Hildebrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? Excellent. Then let us be about our business. I saw you! A heretic! I beg your pardon, are you accusing me of being a heretic?
Yes, you, Inquisitor Seer. I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook of their forbidden knowledge.
Oh, for the love of... I did all that for my investigation.
Aha! You admit your crimes, that you did secretly, without permission, in blatant contravention of our rules, read forbidden tomes. Then by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine.
You stupid, arrogant. Are you all so desperate to keep your jobs that you'll go around accusing all the world of and his wife of heresy? Is that what we've been reduced to?
That's what you've been doing, Seer.
I'm sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, of trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that. We're better than that.
If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors.
Well, that all came tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps. And a way to help those in need. Good. There's no place for people like that in the Inquisition, is there? And it's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Idylshire at once. We to find the Inspector.
And we shall go there next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Yes, it's a little early to be ending the stream, but I feel like this next section is going to take, based on previous sections, probably going to take us past the time I would normally end. So I'd rather end now at the start of this section rather than towards the end of it. So yeah. Gigi! At least Gigi's no longer captured. They're just going along with what they think to be the right thing to do. But yes. Gigi, please don't try to resurrect someone who's been long dead. And hopefully, I'm sure by the end of this, surely Gigi will be back with Hildebrand, their adopted father. Man, what a wild start to the Heavensward journey of Hildebrand. Crazy stuff. Good God, Bert. Oh, God, Bert. Just ripping his son out of the snow, leaping moms into the air, and then just pile driving back down into the snow. Insanity is what this was. Absolute insanity. And I'm here for it. I am here for every moment. I must say, this has got to be the best quest line in the whole game. I gotta say. Now, I mean, obviously, if you're looking for more serious matters, there's the main story, which is also really good. But for just sheer ridiculousness and insanity and just fun times, the Hildebrand storyline is wonderful. Hello, Tilland Taggart, God of the Hand. But yes, that will be it for today. Monday, I hope to continue with more Dread Delusion. I say hope to because I have an appointment that evening. Like, as soon as I get off work, I've got to go over there, or I've got to go over to the tire place that replaced 2 of my tires because my car is saying that it needs me to service the tire pressure system. And I'm like, I just got those 2 tires replaced, and now my tire pressure system, they said the indicator of a tire low light would go away after a couple miles. It didn't, and instead it's saying I need to service my tire pressure system. So I feel like maybe they should have checked that before they handed my car back over to me. But yeah, so I've got an appointment for them to take a look into that on Monday, right as soon as I get out of work. So hopefully it doesn't take very long, so that I can be in and out and streaming some Dread Delusions. But likely either the Dread Delusion stream will be a bit shorter and be starting a bit later than normal, or I might not be able to stream on Monday, which would be sad, but yes. That's what's going on for Monday. But Wednesday should be another art stream. More work on the design of my OC Rizovis character. That's the plan. And then next Saturday, I'll just double check that I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't think so. That would be the 1st of February. So, yeah, next Saturday, more wonderful Hildebrand adventures. Regardless, though, until next time, be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye!